Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm Mike Tirado. I'm here with Nevin Shapiro. And today, we're going to give you the full breakdown of the post-game of the USF game. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's so much that happened this weekend in the realm of college football, but obviously, especially for the University of Miami. So before we get jump-started into this, click that subscribe button. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to our page real quick. We are also sponsored by K2 Water. I'm going to have the link in the description below. You're going to use code NEVIN10 to get your hydration formula. This is some of the best stuff you can get right now in hydration. We are also sponsored by Runner, which is the app you can download in the Google Play Store and in the App Store to run over trains and collect coins. Go ahead and download that now. And of course, without further ado, let's get into the action. Post-game USF, really dominant win over USF this weekend. What are your initial comments and thoughts?
Well, I got a whole lot.
Oh, I know you do. I don't want you to go too crazy. I just wanted to hear a little bit.
I got a lot of luggage to unpack here, Mike. So before I offend my former alumni of the University of South Florida, I'm giving fair warning. It's not going to be pretty. Okay, we absolutely kicked the shit out of them. We treated them like our little brother. Like, come on, man, stop. All right, enough, stop. Like, that's how we really treated them. I said it would be 34-10. I never wavered on where this game was going. The public, the media loves to build up a great underdog story. And in this case, South Florida was well-deserving of a pat on the back for beating the Gators. But like I said, I thought that was the perfect wake-up call for Miami to get Miami's attention before they played, and it absolutely did. So kudos to Mario Cristobal and his staff for having them mentally prepared. They came out crisp. They looked the part, and it was an absolute domination from start to finish.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think, FSU, USF, they came in feeling themselves, and their fan base feeling themselves. But I'll give you a great analogy. USF is Lance Armstrong riding a bike, and Miami's Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. Got it?
Yeah.
Next.
What surprised you the most about this game? In your opinion, what really surprised you about this game?
Miami's intensity and the fact that they showed up, and like in typical Miami past, they would flounder around for a quarter and maybe even a half. They came out very intense. They dictated the tone of this game early on. And I think the weather lightning delay, really helped USF and saved them from what could have been a worse avalanche.
100%.
That's the
truth. I agree with that.
I think we were about to kick their asses something serious. I saw USF get one play. I don't know if it was a broken play, missed coverage, whatever it is, on the long pass, 50-yard pass or so, down the left sideline. Other than that, very dominant, man. Miami, 27 first downs at USF, 15. 576 total yards, Miami, 332 USF, 200 and change throwing.
Yeah.
Right? Miami ran the ball 5 yards a carry plus. Every pass completion, 12 yards plus. They were toying with this team. They toyed with this team.
Defense shocked. They really came out, held their own. They only gave up a touchdown. And what really surprised me was the 50-50 balls that we won. Josh Moore coming out party.
Which
that was really awesome.
Which was one of my points that I do want to speak of. I love what the young receivers are doing. We've said it pregame, before the season started. You kept asking me about the receiver. I said, hella talented, just no experience. 3 games in, this week 4, and a formidable opponent, and then of course FSU 2 weeks from now. That's 5 games. They're not inexperienced at that point. Now they're like midway through their careers, for the at least freshmen anyway. But I love our young receiving core, man. And there's a big difference from last year and this year, in the sense that you knew who the guys were going to be last year, and X was like that go-to guy, this and that. It could be anyone at any time right now this season. Malachi Tony, CJ Dan's insane, playing out of his head, right? I just love it, man. Josh Moore's going to be a stud. I love watching him. Obviously, you had his high school coach with you.
Yeah, I
watching
wanted
the
to
game.
say that was like so cool.
Yeah.
To be with his former high school coach.
Yeah.
And watch him get the 2 touchdowns. And he caught the first one, and we were going nuts. And then all of a sudden, bang, he catches a 50-50 ball in the back of the end zone,
so
in front of us. It was so cool.
Great scene, man. Yeah, we got a lot of love for Coach B. Mac.
Yep.
And what he's doing at West Broward, and
Shout out Coach B. Mac.
He's close to the family here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question here. What are your thoughts on Josh Moore played the first quarter, but in the second and the third quarter, he didn't see the field. He was the hot hand in the game. Miami kind of went stagnant. Mark Fletcher wasn't given the ball. They kind of went stagnant. I know the score is not indicative of, but they went stagnant in that game. What are your thoughts on that?
Interesting point you bring up, because that's been brought to my attention also, and that has to do a lot with what takes place with this new NIL situation. With kids they pay, and you got to make sure certain kids are happy and don't transfer and this and that. And I know we get a lot of, we get a lot of love. Let's be clear, like the pendulums swung a lot with regards to me speaking, right? But then you got the haters who think we don't know what's going on. So there's always a play behind the scene that you don't see, whether it's how you handle certain players because you need them to see the field, but you can't give them too much because then they want more money. And, one of the points I also wanted to bring up was, as it relates to that specific question, is Ray Joseph and what's going on with him. He's not part of this mix. There's something there.
Yeah,
okay?
I have that here to speak about.
Yeah, there's something there, and I don't see him here long for the road, and that's a shame.
Nevin, would you have ever seen a world in college football where you wouldn't play your best players or hot hands because you're worried about showing tapes in the NIL? Is this absolutely crazy?
That is such a great, poignant, spot-on question. This is the world we're in now. It's terrible, and that is one of the side effects of this NIL wave. It's not about you don't want the kids to get their money and this and that. It's just there's a great example, unrelated to the University of Miami, is what's going on with this kid, Nico Lamaleva at UCLA. What a classic example of what not to do in this NIL world. He left more money and a national championship run in the SEC to go take a pay cut and be 0-3 and lose your coach. You talk about hustling backwards.
Yeah, got him fired.
Man, that's hustling backwards. That's like starting off, like I had a friend we made fun of like in high school. I'm not going to mention his name. Or junior high school. So in 7th grade, he was in algebra, but in 8th grade, he was in pre-algebra. So that's my Nico Lamaleva comparison. Yeah. Like, that's hustling backwards. But that's a great question you ask. And, when you gotta really think about, like, do I play this kid or is he going to leave, or do I got to play this kid because we paid him? You're in a salary cap business now. You're in you're in a professional business at this point. It's really a very, very.
I just don't know if you can coach from a place of success coaching like that.
Yeah, because you're handicapped, you're handcuffed.
I think you have to worry about what's in front of you. You got to play your best players and worry about next year. Like thinking about next year, when you're in the middle of your season right now and you're potentially going on a national championship run.
Yes.
And you're thinking about what's going to happen next year. I just don't think your focus is on truly winning today.
Yeah, you're not living in the now. You're certainly living in the what if. And I think that has a lot to do with why, and I don't know Nick Saban personally in that regard, but I think that has a lot to do with why he got out of the game. Like, who needs this? Like, you built your reputation and your whole legacy based on being a hard-nosed coach and, like, this is how we're going to do it, and it's my way or the highway. And, that's just not the world that we're in now. I mean, it's just not, man. And these are some of the fallouts from that whole NIL thing, which gets back to the NCAA who allowed this shit to take place back when, man. It's like, look, man, I couldn't watch enough college football on Saturday. I couldn't watch enough college. If there was a game on 3 a.m., I was tuning in. I couldn't watch enough. So we're going to watch it, and the fan base is going to watch it nationally, whether who you cheer for. But the way it's become, You know, it's definitely had an effect, at least to buy the product.
I know you mentioned Ray.
Yeah.
But I also want to mention this. You know, we had Larry Bluestein on last week.
Yes.
And he had mentioned that for the first 2 games, Elijah Lofton has been put in the garage.
Yes.
Well, he was put in the garage for third week.
Yeah.
He had no targets. He had no catches.
Yeah. He has 4 catches. He has 4 catches for 54 yards, I think. Is his
Yeah. So what do you like?
4 catches for 36 yards are Elijah Lofton's stats for the season.
For the season, yeah. I mean, listen, we
And
are
maybe
still,
a total of 5 targets.
right. I will say we're still early, right?
Yes.
We're only 3 games in. Like, there's still games to be played. But I just wanted to get because Larry expressed high level concern over this player, and we know we love him.
So apparently Larry got a lot of brushback
He did, yeah.
from the fan base or coaches for his commentary. Now, are we in a world where you can't speak your mind and you can't say the truth about what is with a situation?
Well, apparently this week showed that if you speak your mind, they might decapitate you.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, like you have to just be honest with what you see and what it is, man. This kid has been heralded as a high level talent. And now we keep saying, and we're giving Shannon Dawson all the space to call the game he needs to call. He's been on the money. Yeah, maybe a little bit conservative. Maybe he's saving this guy for what's going to be the right time, and maybe Saturday's the right time. I don't know. But nobody should make comments towards someone who's really in the know. Larry Bluestein's really in the know, right? I mean, he's really in the know. If you don't want to agree with him, that's okay. Don't get mad at the guy because he made a point that was accurate and an assessment. This kid's very, very talented and skilled. No one's pushing him out the door. The opposite. We want him here and doing work.
100%.
Tight end's always been a key position. Now, I do believe, and I really do believe, we haven't seen everything out of the cupboard from Shannon Dawson. I don't think anyone would argue that.
No,
Listen,
definitely not.
like Brian Kelly came out on his show, snapped on a media guy from LSU after the game.
Yep. Saw that.
The play is to win, not to impress, right? It's to win. So you don't have to impress the fan base getting a guy happy and get him 10 touches and this and that. As long as you win, that's what we're all set up to do. But I would say it's a little bit suspicious. 4 catches, 36 yards for a guy that's being highlighted and heralded as a big part of your offensive machine.
I really feel like the people that are making these comments about Larry don't know who Larry Bluestein really is and what his
he needs
involvement.
Listen, he don't need to defend himself, and he needs no introduction to the people who know. And I promise you one thing: every coach in America, or every coach specifically in Florida, knows exactly who he is.
They call him for see talent.
He doesn't need Nevin Shapiro's defense or Mike Tirado's defense. He stands on his own resume.
100%.
And by the way, that was his opinion, not ours.
Yeah, no, of course.
Like, he's entitled to his opinion.
Of course.
Doesn't make him right, wrong, and different, but you're entitled to your opinion. Everyone's watching the same game.
Like he said, he's been watching this kid since the 8th grade, and he knows. And I always said, like, Miami has turned Elijah Lofton into a running, blocking tight end.
Let's hope that it changes because the kid's got a lot of skills.
100%.
Right?
They're putting him in jumbo packages. They're putting him in 3-back, 2-back, split-back packages with Carson Beck and him, then Mark Fletcher, and he's pulling, and so, like, they really are utilizing him in the run game. He's in the game. It's not like Ray, which we're going to get into for a second. Like, he's actually in the game on most of our packages.
Yeah.
It's just running the ball.
Yeah,
like,
he hasn't been featured at all.
Right.
I really do love, though, the original question. I really do love what the wide receiver group is doing. I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah, C.J. Daniels.
You don't know who's going to be the guy.
This guy, though, has the best hands on the team. This is
Great
ridiculous.
Catch. Two.
I mean,
catches. Yeah,
he's
man.
grabbing the guy over the top, coming back. I mean, Carson Beck has a guy to where, like, if you're in a sticky situation in a game And I also wanted to talk to you about this. You know, Miami hasn't been this, they haven't been down yet. Miami has not been down yet in a game, right? They've only been tied to Notre Dame, and they've obviously blew out Bethune-Cookman, and they never trailed against USF. So obviously I want to see how every team, no matter how great, 2001 Hurricanes, people are down. You're always going to be down in a game at some point in the season. Want to see how we respond. But if we do go down, let's just say 7-0, 10, we go down 10 to Florida as an example, that's a guy you could kind of get a one-on-one and just throw the ball up, and you can trust that he might come down with that pass.
He's
unbelievable.
He's been advertised accordingly, man.
100%.
Really good.
So my next thing is this Ray thing, but I want to preface it with this. Kind of almost like a public service announcement that we're not here to be the drama podcast of the University of Miami. We sit down with many former players. I don't know how many more we have to sit down to prove to you guys that we talk to these guys all the time.
Anything.
Right. With that being said, not to name any names, but there's multiple former players that are not happy with this Ray Joseph situation. Every week we hear it firsthand. He also didn't get any touches in this game. He got one target that he was kind of covered, but they overthrew him a little. What are your thoughts? Like, just, I know you made an initial comment, but like just the overall picture of this.
I think he needs a change of scenery. Period. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
I don't know the kid.
Yeah.
There's a problem, man. I don't know. You know what I know.
Yeah.
Right? You hear the same thing I hear. Let him go play. Let him go play and display his skill set. Right? I don't know. I mean, if he's not I saw him on one pass attempt the whole game.
Yep. It was one target. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The rubber's going to meet the road there pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't see him much longer at this university.
That's my thought. I don't know, Mike. My answer today is the same as it was last week. I don't know, but you know, from everything I hear, he's a great kid, and I'm sure he's going to land somewhere. If he does decide to leave, he's going to land somewhere where they utilize him.
Right. So we spoke about a lot of the pros in this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, the really high-powered offense with Mark Fletcher and the 50-50 balls. But with that, every team, no matter what, has room for improvement, right? What would you say you want to see us improve right now?
I really don't have a comment on that. I would say the defense, I would give a solid B.
Okay.
This past game, I see a lapse here and there. Nothing outrageous. I am very happy with the tenacity and the just them moving around, flying around. I really like that. I think Corey Hatherman's done a very good job early on, early sample size. Linebackers happy with, like I said 2 weeks ago. Solid B. One broken play coverage, 50-yard bomb. Other than that, I don't have any. We're really going to get our taste. Like I'm telling you, man, Florida's going to be a different type game. It just is for the fan base, and we're going to get into it on our pregame for that stuff.
Right.
But like that's going to be a different game. Like knock. Now it starts. And I believe we're going to be 5-0. I said that was a crucial number when we started before the season. 5-0, and everything's in front of us. Should we lose one of these next two games? It's a reset, and now you just go try and win the ACC. But with those two games, I think we set the table for the whole season. And let's take it one game at a time, man. It's a one-game season every week.
100%.
That's it. I don't have any negative, Mike. If you said to me, all right, Nevin, what's one thing you would do differently? One thing. The only thing I could say is I think our offense has been too conservative. But I also believe that he's dialed up what the doctor ordered for those respective opponents. We throw out Bethune-Cookman. Okay? And that being said, it segues into one of my points. Question for you. Notre Dame, a little bit overrated?
Well, they were really, I watched that whole game against Texas A&M. Really good game. I think their offense is starting to come together. They put up a lot of points on Texas A&M, which is a decent defense. You know, Texas A&M has 5 stars all over that defense. They missed an extra point. That game could have gone either way.
Okay, but they lost. They did lose at home.
They lost at home.
Oh, Notre Dame. They are 0-2.
They are 0-2.
And I don't want to forget you guys, the Notre Dame fans. I don't want to forget you. This still remains for you. Okay? This is still for you. Now you can double them up with both of your losses.
Well, you know.
Segue into that one, Mike.
Yeah. I think that they were definitely overhyped coming into the year, way overranked. But how can you establish rankings in an NIL world, especially now?
I just don't want everybody to get on the fool's gold.
Yep.
Like we beat Notre Dame, now we're the national champs. That's just not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game by game season, and especially in today's playoff world. Next game, like it's one game. They're one game seasons. We're 3-0, Mike. You can't ask for more. If you'd asked anybody, people would have thought we'd be at this point 2-1. Probably most people thought we'd be 2-1 at this point, and with Florida on deck, and then of course Florida State. Most people would have said probably 3-2.
Right.
I said 5-0. We're almost there. 3-0. Let's get a win this week.
100%.
Yeah, I love what we did against South Florida. Kicked the shit out of them. You didn't even reference my shirt, but that's okay. You know, I wore this specifically because one of our followers sent it to me. That's what they called me inside, at least the Spanish contingency. and yeah, that's us treating USF like you're not even a little brother. You're like you're a little cousin who comes over like once a year for Passover.
The only, if I was going to give my 2 cents and maybe what we could improve on was, a couple of decisions that Carson Beck made on some throws. He did get hit a little bit on that first one. Second one was definitely a bad read.
He's been steady and efficient. I don't have any problems with him. I do see his propensity to let one fly that he shouldn't.
Yeah.
I see that. Most quarterbacks.
I like the aggressiveness, though.
Most quarterbacks have that in them anyway, and if they're competitive, they think they can make every throw. Mm-hmm. I'm not upset. I have no problems, Mike, with what they've done in 3 weeks. None.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Yeah, we were in the suite watching the game. There was only one thing that everybody in the suite was bothered with, and
the hot dogs are cold.
Right before the end of the half, Miami had a timeout or two, 53 seconds left. And that was a perfect time that we felt that they could practice their 2-minute offense.
Yeah. Probably right. I'm not nitpicking.
Yeah.
No, what kind of coach Mario is. Mario's a recruiter. He's not a game day tactician. That's just not what he does. Mm-hmm. And he probably said, let's go to the half. Weather permitted, whatever it was, let's just go to the half.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't put anything into it at all.
No, I mean
cup half full.
They've been looking
We're at
great.
home. Game day's here. Let's go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in front of us. Next 2 weeks going to be 3 weeks. Obviously we have the bye. It's going to determine a lot
100%.
for us. Mindset, everything. We become a targeted team if we win those games, and we're 5-0. We're the target.
So I got 2 last things for you.
Yeah.
One. Guy on CBS, his name's Brad Crawford. He's not that big of a analyst. Came out and said that Miami is the best team in the country right now.
Yeah, well, we're gonna address that on the pregame for the Florida game.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna save that because I do have my thoughts on that whole Kool-Aid movement with us. I don't like it.
I'll put it for our next show.
Yep.
The last thing, I know you had a message to the USF fan base. You had your own message you wanted to give them. You came hard at Notre Dame.
Well,
what's your message?
I am
to USF?
a USF bull, but let's be clear. I'm there. I went there because I couldn't afford the University of Miami. My parents didn't have money like that. Florida wouldn't accept me because I wasn't that intelligent. USF, I had a couple friends that were living in Tampa, so I went there. So I'm a proud alumni. Miami's my first love. Forget my scandal and everything else. I love them. You guys, good luck with Tulane and Navy in that conference. Let us do the heavy lifting. You can't, stay where you guys belong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got punished. They really came in and got
go play Dungeons and Dragons with your friends. Let us do the heavy lift.
The line of scrimmage just, it wasn't even close. They were just there was holes. I mean, I was like, oh my God, they're getting pushed around. They had no answer.
It's like next. See you guys next year.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button before you leave. We are going to be doing the post game soon for Florida. So check, be on the radar for that. But as always, we'll catch you on the next one.